And next week, a financial system that's allowing the Japanese to dominate world markets. Venture us next Monday evening at the same time, 8:20. On BBC1 in a moment, the 9 o'clock news, and then with the Christmas spending spree in full swing, Panorama examines the credit boom in Britain, which is leading to unprecedented levels of debt. Here on 2 in a few moments, Woody Allen's Manhattan.
Major film entertainment for Christmas on BBC2. Meryl Streep and Roy Schneider star in the murder mystery Still of the Night.
What is it you're so afraid of?
I was with him the night he was killed.
The Bostonian stars Christopher Reeve and Vanessa Redgrave.
Will you be my friend? My friend of friends.
Woody Allen and Mia Farrow in Broadway Danny Rose.
What did your husband do?
A little bookmaking, some loan sharking, some extortion.
The moving story of the breakdown of a marriage in Shoot the Moon.
Is she pretty?
Hi. Molly, Jill, Marianne. Well, do I pass?
And The Killing Fields, the powerful true story set in war-torn Cambodia.
We made the front page, so we must be doing something right.
Major films for Christmas on BBC2.
And Woody Allen is with us now on 2, as he stars with Diane Keaton and Meryl Streep in the film regarded by many as his best so far, Manhattan. A very different setting for next week's film, when Woody Allen stars as a sad Russian prisoner awaiting execution and reflecting on his short but eventful life. Diane Keaton finds her way to Russia too in Love and Death at 9 o'clock next Monday evening here on 2. And now, Newsnight.
Gorbachev arrives in Washington for the summit. His 2 hours on the way with Mrs. Thatcher leave her distinctly optimistic. Good evening from Washington. Mikhail Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan will begin their 3rd summit together in the Oval Office at the White House tomorrow morning. They know they're going to sign one treaty, and they hope to come within reach of completing another. Mr. Gorbachev touched down here just over an hour ago and was met by America's Secretary of State. This morning, he spent 2 hours with Mrs. Thatcher at Brize Norton RAF base in Britain on his way to the United States. She told Newsnight's Charles Wheeler afterwards there was a new vision and a new resolve in the Soviet Union. And here I'll be reviewing what we can expect from this summit with our Newsnight guests throughout this week in Washington, Richard Pearl, Assistant Secretary of Defense till last summer, former Secretary of State and Senator Ed Muskie, and Vladimir Posner, the leading Soviet commentator.
Here in Britain, the government has been under renewed attack over its stewardship of the health service. 3 of the most eminent doctors in the land have declared that hospital services are almost at breaking point. And tonight, at least 8 Tory MPs added insult to injury by refusing to vote with the government in a major Commons debate on its health policies, including the introduction of new charges for eye tests and dental checkups. Against this background of recrimination and revolt, we'll be reporting on the particular crisis of staffing among Britain's nurses, 1 in 10 of whom quits the NHS every year.
The world is expecting a lot of the summit here in Washington. Mrs. Thatcher made that clear this morning. Expectations and hopes are high here too. There are some on the right who remain too suspicious of the Soviet Union in Washington to welcome the signing of the Arms Control Treaty tomorrow and the negotiation of another to be signed next spring. But that is what both superpowers hope to achieve here, together with progress less tangible perhaps, but no less important, on human rights and regional issues like Afghanistan. The White House even stated today that Mr. Reagan believed it would be worth holding a 4th summit in Moscow next year, even if a treaty to reduce strategic arms, a START treaty, wasn't ready to sign by then. Mr. Gorbachev arrived here at the Andrews Air Force Base in Washington just over an hour ago, as Tim Sebastian now reports.